Hey everyone, Dustin with Tilmor here, and I'm excited to be with Romain from Terrateck, joining us from France. And so we're gonna do an overview on wheel hoes. And so these are awesome equipment. So tell us a little bit about what we have here.
Yeah, I'm very happy, Dustin, to be there and going deeper on the wheel hose. This is one of the most famous equipments from Terrateck. Already a lot of market gardeners use it, but today we are on a wonderful farm, and I want to go give you more tricks on that wheel hose. So basically, the wheel hose we design is a single wheel unit, and that single wheel unit, let's say, to do the inter-row work, could move as a double wheel unit. And it's very important because, like the double, you can do the high precision work just when the crops are very small. So we have equipments to go very close to the row. We have the finger weeders and other different implements. And as soon as the crop is higher, you just remove one wheel and switch as a single wheel to do, let's say, global cleaning or footpath.
So just a few minutes ago, this was a double wheel hoe, and we wanted to show both on screen. So you just change it out in a matter of minutes. And actually, the cool thing about that is you have a tool here right on the side that lets you do those changes too. So just a cool feature. Great job on that. So what you're saying is oftentimes more that precision work with this double wheel hoe, and then when you're needing to get tight into spaces, we use
as a single. Yeah.
Okay.
I give you some tricks, some feature about how we design the wheel holes like this. So as you can see, we have a special handle design. There is not so many wheel holes on the market like this, and the reason is when you're pushing the wheel hose, your body and your arm are in the same position as the wheel hose arm. So it's very efficient work, and it gives you, I think, the best position at work.
Yeah, you're pressing the right direction for all the geometry kind of to work together. Whereas some of the other wheel hose, you kind of feels like you're pushing over or down and not kind of throughout with it. So
yeah, and that's the reason we have this triangle position there. So if you want to push more on the tools, you can, but we keep that efficient movement. Yeah.
And then there's some adjustments there for different operator heights.
Yeah, you're right. So we drilled some hole there. So depends of how tall you are, we can easily adjust the height of the arms. And we recommend to get the handle. How do you call that?
About at your waist.
Yeah. To get the handle back around the waist. So this is, I think, the best position. Something I really love and which give a lot of efficiency at work is the angle adjustment for the tools. You can see we have that really special clamp there, where you can use single tools or double wheel hoe tools.
Yeah, so same system here. If you switch it back and forth, it's the same. It's great.
Exactly. And to switch and to change implements, you do not need any tools, hand tools, I mean. So you just you can remove easily the tools like this, but you can also adjust very easily the angle of the
pitch of the blade, kind of. That's pretty slick, because I don't know of any others that do that, or that give you that option. So that gives you some different options for moving soil.
Exactly. So let's say if you are on a footpath work, you're gonna give a very high angle, so you do not have to push the tools into the soil. The tools is going itself on the soil.
Nice.
So we can adjust easily the angle, and then.
And to do that, you would have this loose and tighten this
Yep.
to the position you want, and then you tighten this down. Right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
not the other way. If you tighten that first, then you're fighting yourself there a little bit.
And if let's say at work the tools is moving, you know, because of vibration and everything, we highly recommend also to really tight that one. This is where you have much more torque here than here by hand.
And then you put your set nut down
Yep.
there to tighten it down if you really need to keep that from moving then out. Yeah.
Exactly. Another thing is we have choose wood handle, and this is something very important. I think wood handle is totally different than getting steel on the hand or plastic or whatever. It gives you the feeling of I don't know how to explain. That's hard.
Well, I think the diameter of it is a nice diameter where it feels like you have, it's more comfortable for your hand versus a smaller, steel tube is going to typically be a little bit more, but there's just a natural, I don't know,
natural
I
material, and like for transpiration, it catch a bit the transpiration.
As you sweat and as you, some of that absorption in there. Yeah, and I think they're the perfect size for feeling like you have the right grips, because you got to put a little bit of force in sometimes if you got some harder soils.
Yeah, you're right. It depends on the forms and the soils. What else?
Well, I think you touched on the features of the tooling and changing and all that, but I think the amount of tooling options is kind of crazy. This is not all of them. This is just some of the different options that you can combine in different ways, right? You don't have to only have something set up like this. You can combine discs, furrowers, torsions in many different ways that give you kind of that flexibility for whatever conditions you're kind of dealing with.
You're right, and we also really recommend tool combinations. It's not just getting one wheel hose, one tools. Okay, that's going to work, but tool combination is getting the best work for getting width out. So, for example, when we start with precision work, we highly recommend for carrots, onions, red beets, the Preci-Disc. So that tools, I think it's the best tools for going very close to the rows. So you can adjust very easily.
Again, without tools, really simple to move in and out.
How close you want to go from the rows. Let's say best position is here. And depending on the soil, you can adjust the depth of the disc. So if you want really to cut the ground and avoiding like getting that soil moving on the row, you can put the disc down. But if let's say it's moving too much ground, you just put the disc up and then, or remove the disc. We have some guys removing the disc. That should work. What I like with that tools is it's really like cutting ground. So it's not moving ground in the middle, so the roots of the crops will not be damaged. And also you have no ground projection. I don't know if that's clear. Ground.
Yeah, you're preventing, as these slice through, you're preventing soil getting pushed in, especially early germinated small crops.
More for carrots, onions, let's say. This is really the carrots and onions tools. And
you're creating a nice shelf here that, like you said, it's not disturbing the root structure in here, and it's not creating shelves of soil pushed in on here. So that you're not burying. These are big enough, but as you have really small carrots, you're not burying those with that. So that's
explain
great.
much more better.
Oh no, no, that's perfect. But I mean, you know, like there's adjustments in that, which is crucial to understand how the tools work. And so sometimes we'll get people that won't realize that these can move, right? And so if you're running them and you have questions or challenges, you know, connect with us, because that's where areas we can help.
And the way we design the blade here is very important. It's not just a very standard L blade. You see, we have an angle here.
Yep.
So it takes the ground out from the row a little bit. So in that way, you do not have.
It's almost like, so we have our beat hose and tender plant hose, and the beat hose has that same type of pull away versus the tender plant L blade that's gonna, the way it cuts is doing this action, and it's shoving this soil that can kind of build up in against, although you've got these pressy discs that help to shelter it, but yeah, it helps to peel that.
And like organic material are also pulled out a bit.
A standard L blade likes to catch on there.
They are not stuck on the L
material
blade.
flows a lot nicer with this kind of, you got a kind of a double, it's a nice cutaway there.
So we use it mainly for seedlings, and then we use the standard L blades when the crops are a bit higher or on transplanted crops. Like here we are. The thing is, with the pressy disc, we're gonna cut the leaves of the plant. So we use the standard L blade, and it gives you more. As you can see here, the leaves are not cutted, and it gives you more.
So when you're dealing with, like, again, that early germination crop, that's just early stage, this works really well because you're not cutting leaves, but as it starts to canopy out, you go away from the
this one is more for transplanted crops. Let's say.
Yeah, and these would have been transplanted with a paper pot. Paper pot unit.
And then on the double, we have this very famous heel ground tool. So you heel some ground on the rows, you're covering the width with the ground, and that tool is a great tool in combination with the finger weeder. You have to say we are the only one adapting finger weeders on wheel hose, and getting a good tools combination with that double is a game changer for farmer. I mean, like they heel some ground with the biodisc, and they wait maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and then they remove they remove the ground with the fingers. Yeah,
that's a very, it's again a very simple system. You pull this right off, you put that on, and do you run this with it usually with these, or do you separate that so you're focused just on healing?
Oh no, most of the time we separate.
Okay.
So we remove the L blade, the fingers, you just heel some ground, get a little heel on the rows, and then 1 or 2 weeks after, you just use the L blade and the fingers. So you remove out that heel, and all the germinating widths gonna be out.
Yeah, and that's we like to do that a lot, where you create that little hill, and it's a really nice tilthy kind of surface in the row that you create, and then after you come back a week or 2 later, and you punch it through with the fingers, it just crumble, and any weeds that have maybe germinated in there are just kind of scattered out. So it's a great combination for sure.
Let's talk about fingers. We have different strengths.
Hardness, diameter.
So we only have 1 diameter compared to rear mounted cultivators. So, but depends on the soil, we have 2 hardness. Let's say the orange one is really for sandy soil, like where we are today, and you will see that's gonna work great. And the yellow one will be more for clay soil or stony soil.
So good thing to remember too, because for Tilmor, our yellows are softer. And
really?
Our orange is the harder. So so don't let us mess you up if you're ordering. We make sure we get you the right ones for your condition. So, but no, we happy to help you with that. So that's good note.
And another thing with the fingers, depends of the soil, you can adjust their the tension. So we have a spring there, so you can really adjust well the tension of the spring. Or if you have not enough tension, we also have some hole.
Okay.
So you just have to remove the arch and just change the position of.
And that's not something you usually get it dialed in once for your conditions in your farm, kind of, and then it's going to kind of stay in that.
You do it one time. Let's say when you get it, you play with it, and if it's not enough, you just adjust it one time. But our goal is to get a really versatile wheel hose, where adapted for every farms. I mean, and every farms are different. So yeah.
Well, good. I mean, again, like we said, check on the website on tilmor.com. There's a lot of, there's 5, tine version of this. There's different widths of this. So there's a lot of options for your situation, whatever situation you're in. What would you say, as we kind of wrap up the kind of talking of what we have in front of us here, and then do a little bit of demonstration, what would you say, are there situations where maybe the wheel hoe may not work or be ideal for certain people?
I think the wheel hoe gonna work on every farms, but it's really the tools choice which make that tools work. Let's say if you have to start with with the wheel hose, I will recommend the one wheel and the Planet blade. Why that blade is because the Planet Junior blade, it's a double used tool. You can use it on that position if you want to be very aggressive and deep work, and if you can flip that tools and use it on that position on seedlings.
Okay.
And that's the reason.
Kind of pull. Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the reason we have designed those little. How do you call that?
The little wing. The little. Yeah.
Flaps.
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that way, you see where you're working, so you will not gonna damage the rows, and we have a slight angle there where it's catching the ground in.
Pulling it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Not out. So that's the reason we have designed that blade, inspired from some Planet Junior design.
No, that's pretty slick, because most so we have A blades, but they're only single direction, and then other wing sweeps, as we would call these, oftentimes, are still only single direction and tension. So that adds a lot of versatility with just this one piece. And then I also say too, I think you're right. A wheel hoe can, if it fits your size application of what you need, then it's the tooling piece. So there isn't one tool that's going to do everything for you. It's a combination that's important, but it's also the combination for your conditions too. And so, something like this will work better when you have harder crusted soils than a really wide sweep, or even these. You got to do some work to get stuff broken up and a little more tilth in it in your soil. So yeah, just we love working with people, figuring out what those right combinations are. So
and yeah, it can be a step by step. You can start with the single and that blade, and the next year when you get more experiences, you just take more and learn more.
Yep. And I would say too, from the learning and having a worker, educating them and training them right on the farm, these are very simple tools, right? And so some of them get a little bit more. You got to get a little bit more experience on them, but again, you can see what you're doing very easily, and you don't have to go sprinting down the roads. You can take it easy, and you can kind of learn and go at a pace that is important, especially if you got more turnover or seasonal labor on your farm. This type of tool is a great thing to start people in on.
Okay.
So, well, let's that's great, Romain. Let's do some running in the field and see what we can dig up.